What's going on, everybody? So Thursday night, the Yankees exposed themselves as the biggest crybabies in the MLB. So after Thursday's game in Philadelphia, Yankees starting pitcher Jordan Montgomery was interviewed and asked about why he just took the loss to the Philadelphia Phillies and gave up a bunch of runs. And he said, I heard the fans out there, they had an air horn and all that, but really just focused on Wednesday's game, and only the game that the Yankees conveniently lost on Wednesday as part of a doubleheader. Game 1, he said that the Phillies announcers were being too loud when A.J. Happ was trying to pitch, and that's why A.J. Happ walked, 5 or 6 batters on the Philadelphia Phillies, and they ended up losing by giving up 11 runs to the Phillies. And he also said that there was a drummer who was drumming on buckets beyond the center field gate, and that was really distracting to the
Yankees.
But this wasn't going on when the Phillies were pitching. The announcers were quiet, and the drum was quiet then as well. So that's really the only reason why they gave up 11 runs, according to Jordan Montgomery. But conveniently, when the Yankees won in the second game of the doubleheader, 3-1, that same night, and the fans were still there, this wasn't an issue. The same announcers were there. They were all of a sudden miraculously quiet for the Yankees when they were pitching, and that's why they only gave up 1 run to the Philadelphia Phillies that night. So fast forward to Thursday, and the fans are back in center field, and they have an air horn, and they, throughout the game, if the Phillies do something good, they are using their air horn. They're not doing this during at-bats. I watched the whole game. You can go back and watch the full game if you'd like to, but I'm telling you right now, it was not when a pitch was coming to the plate. They did this after a pitch was there. Maybe if it was called a strike, they would do it. But for the most part, it was mostly outs, or if the Phillies did something like hit a home run or got a double. And there's actually a clip, I'll put it in real briefly here. You can see Aaron Judge get struck out by Hector Neris, and the air horns are going crazy.
Swing and a miss. He got him. What a pitch. Couple fastballs,
So earlier in that game, Aaron Boone came out and talked to the home plate umpires and said, hey, we really can't focus. There's a guy out there with an air horn, and this is supposed to be a golf-like environment. No, it's not. It's baseball, not golf. And he wanted them to do something about it. And the umpires told him, we can't really do anything because the guy's outside the stadium with his air horn. There was also a couple planes that flew overhead. There's probably like 4 or 5 planes that flew overhead during the game that you could hear on TV. So that was probably a big distraction for the Yankees as well, because they can't hit unless it's completely silent, like a golf event, like you're at the Masters. So Friday, this man who was in center field, he goes by the name of Oscar. He doesn't have a last name, which is for good reason. Aaron Boone's out for him. And Oscar, he went on a local Philadelphia radio show, and he coined the name Karen Boone, which, hats off to you, Oscar. I mean, not only did you give us home field advantage in a season where there shouldn't be any home field advantage, but you also coined this hilarious phrase, Karen Boone. So the radio host asked Oscar if, once he saw Aaron Boone complaining to the umpires and the tweets come out, if that gave him a rush. And he said, yeah, of course it did. He says, that's definitely a point of pride. I mean, you're talking about Boone. Last year, they were savages. And now they're crying about air horns. It's definitely some pride. And listen, there's no stopping us. We're still going to be out here for the rest of the season. So basically, what Aaron Boone did was just make this guy even more confident in his ability to impact the outcome of a game, especially when the Yankees are crying and saying they can't hit unless it's completely silent, which they're supposed to pump crowd noise into these games anyhow, and you're supposed to have boos and everything else according to MLB Network and ESPN and everyone else. So I really have to give a big thank you to Aaron Boone. You are really helping the Phillies out here, because now we're going to have home field advantage at every home game because that guy's going to be there. It's a little rainy right now here in central PA. I don't know how it is in Philly. We're supposed to play the Braves. I'm filming this on Friday. I'll probably put this out tomorrow on Saturday. I'm hoping that guy shows up for the 6 o'clock start and has multiple air horns ready to go. Hey, maybe even get the guy drumming on the buckets back as well, because that is hilarious to me that the savage Yankees are all of a sudden crying over air horns and want the umpires to do something. So Aaron Boone strikes in Philadelphia. Let me know in the comments section what you guys think about this. I think it's hilarious. I am a Phillies fan, so I do have to mention that. But that's all I have for this one. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time, peace.